My parents abandoned my paralyzed brother, so I stepped up and became his guardian. They disowned me for it. Years later, my mom has cancer and is begging me to care for her the way I took care of him. When I was 17, my 9-year-old foster brother Kyle was paralyzed from the waist down. The day it happened, our parents sat at his hospital bed and gave us this huge spiel about how we're going to get through this together. They told Kyle they'd be there for every step of his journey, and for the first few weeks that they actually stuck to their word. My mom told her work it was a family emergency, and my dad did the same. They puffed pillows, researched medical terms, did everything right. But clearly caring for Kyle got too hard. Their growing absence started small. Mom would miss the bus and couldn't make it because her car was getting fixed. Dad would be helping friends through a hard time when doctors needed to give news. Within weeks, I found myself being the one to sit beside my little brother while he cried about never walking again. I'd massage his legs while he sobbed, telling him our parents weren't abandoning him. But I wasn't so sure. By the second month, I was staying up all night learning about paraplegics, how to treat them, even looking to take out loans to maybe get my brother some miracle surgery so he could walk again. I'd tell my parents everything, but they'd just ask a few surface-level questions to act as if they cared, then start talking about something else. He'll be fine. Doctors know what they're doing, Mom would say. You're our real child. We'd care more if it happened to you, Dad added once. I felt crushed. One night, Kyle called me excited, telling me to come to the hospital now. He told me I needed to see this. When I arrived, I saw him moving his leg. He was crying tears of joy. I called my parents to tell them the news, barely able to hold back my own tears. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Just like that, the moment was ruined. On the day that was supposed to be the most hopeful of his life, Kyle had never looked so sad. The months passed by, and I was still the one doing everything. When Kyle started bending his knee, I provided physical therapy to extend his range of motion. When he started moving his ankles, I saw it first. When he cried to me, afraid it was all for nothing and his movements would never return, I held him and promised him he'd walk again. My time was consumed with taking care of him. I was a senior, didn't even have time to finish college applications. All the while, my parents acted like life was regular. They even took a holiday to Spain, claiming they needed it for their mental health thanks to what Kyle was putting them through. The final straw came the day Kyle walked again. He called me saying he knew he could do it, but he wanted us there before he tried. I told my parents. They were at work but promised they'd make it. I sat at the hospital bed with Kyle for 11 hours waiting for them. They never came. Kyle took his first steps with only me there. I recorded him, crying happy tears. I sent the video to my parents. They responded with a, "Sorry we missed it, we were so tired," but that's very nice for him. What's even worse is the day Kyle came home, they threw a celebration with all their friends. Their friends praised them for being by Kyle's bedside. They took photos, family pictures of everyone, and later posted them, talking about how hard times create unity, and how this was the hardest thing they've ever done. Kyle bawled his eyes out later that night. They don't care about me. They act like they do, but you actually do. I held him. I know this is weird, but can you be my mom? I said yes. Right after I graduated high school, I moved out and started working at Walmart. And as soon as I had the tiniest amount of money saved up, I filed to take Kyle from my parents. My parents were taken aback, calling me a monster for taking their little soldier from them after everything they did for him. But I didn't budge. I held out strong. And when Kyle spoke openly about his condition and how I was the one who cared for him while our parents sat idly, the judge didn't even hesitate. I started fostering Kyle a week before his 12th birthday. I didn't hear from my parents for the next 3 years, and neither did Kyle, until I got the call. It was my dad. "Your mom has cancer. Can you help her? Please." I stood there in my tiny apartment kitchen, phone pressed against my ear,